Oh, cheers and salutations, all you beautiful people. Welcome one and all to Chicago Reacts. And today we are checking out a video from somebody who has been away for a while, for quite some time, dare I say it. But to you, you wonderful, beautiful, hip, cool cats, it's time for us to grab a drink. So before we do, who is this from? It's from Incognito mode, also known as the internet historian, even fancier a drinking. So, hey, listen, I got myself a glass of red wine, and I'm about to enjoy it. But you know what would be really cool, all you hip, cool cats? Please, please, please support the original content creator, because I think it's long overdue. So there you go. And I hope the month of February treated you well. I had a lot of fun for February. Saw Godzilla -1, hung out with friends, did some voice acting and video acting jobs, so I'm very happy about that. So, and plus it was my birth month, so I had a chance to reflect on losses and gains, victories and defeats. And so why not treat all of you beautiful hip cool cats to even fancier drinking by Incognito mode, also known as the internet historian. So why don't you just sit back, relax, chillax, and let's play this video in a 3, a 2, a 1.
Brought to you by Incognito. Alright, we've done theatre, we've done painting, we've done wine, and now it's time to do some drinking stuff in general. And to start, let us learn about the drinking cultures of the world. Welcome to my private jet. Come on, kid, I got a lot to teach you about the world.
We missed you, buddy. Hey, buddy, from the window to the wall, we missed you, buddy. We really missed you. Oh, what the hell?
We must learn all of the drinking customs of all the
Now that's what you call a thick blimp. What? Oh, get over yourselves. Everybody get over yourselves.
funny foreign places. Starting with where drinking was invented. The country of Uck.
Uck.
The trick is to jump just before you hit the ground. Observe British people in their natural habitat. Here they do a thing called cheers, where they clink their glasses together before drinking.
Cheers.
The tradition dates back centuries, but the origin, why they started doing it, is somewhat unknown. But we have a couple of theories. Theory 1, poisoning. Yes, so imagine a situation like this. Two people who don't trust each other, sitting down together at the pub. This guy then does something shady to the other guy's drink. Here you go. Did you poison my drink? Me? I
No,
would never.
never.
Well then, I'll pour a little of mine into yours, and you can pour a little of yours into mine. And we'll both either be totally fine, or both totally dead. No, there's no need to do that. So that was the initial version, and then eventually they just kind of shortcutted it to, yeah, clink clink, it's fine, I trust you. But that's probably a myth. So, theory number 2, ghosts. Right, in the Middle Ages, people were worried about spooky ghosts and spirits. So they'd do cheers very loudly to scare away the demons. Also, sometimes you'd spill some of your drink onto the table and the floor, and then that was like a little offering to the spirit.
Oh. Hey, I'm dead. Can I get like a mug? I pour a little glass to those who have passed away. You know, not gonna pour it on the floor. Come on, we're civilized here at Chicago Reacts.
But that's probably also not true.
No.
The most likely answer is simply that everyone likes that sound. It's very satisfying. There's more. You know when someone drops a glass and everyone goes kind of silent, like, oh, you fucking idiot? Well, in the UK, instead, everyone goes, way, in celebration, as a way to make fun of you, but also make you feel not so bad. Uh-oh. The BBC? They have a whole organization for that now?
No one takes the BBC seriously anymore. After what they did, hey, British people, to our British audience, if you're part of our British audience, give a thumbs up. But I am so sorry I'm so sorry about the BBC. I've heard my fair shares of stories just about how low their programming has fallen. Don't worry, we here in America got a whole treasure trove. We're the world heavyweight champions, but I expected more out of you, and I'm so sorry.
We gotta get out of here. We'll take my private cruise ship. Come to Italy, where they filmed the Mario movie. Let me just park this here.
Hey, the Costa Concordia, right? I remember that one. Is the lady now piloting this boat now?
This is actually real.
Come this way to the Leaning Tower of Pizza, held up by the raw strength of 1,000 tourists posing for photographs. But did you know?
You know, by the way, when I was in Japan, I think I was in Kyoto, and there was this. Okay, I'm forgetting the name, so you in the audience can correct me and say, "Ha ha, you're getting senile." But there's this place in Kyoto where there's like 1,000 arches. I'm gonna say 1,000 golden arches, like not McDonald's, but 1,000 arches. You know, going up a mountain. Well, before you go up that mountain, there's like this whole shrine area, and there's people like taking photos and everything. And the way they angle the cameras, it makes it look like they're secluded. They're not, and I could just relate to that with the Leaning Tower of Pizza, where everyone's trying to do the same thing, like trying to keep it up. You know, yeah. Just I don't know. This is so stupid. Tourists, stop being stupid.
That Italians, when they say cheers,
The Sopranos. Oh, what a work of art. You know, it's a real shame. When they go, you know, Quasimodo. He predicted all of this. What? Yeah. You know, the end of the world? Quasimodo. No. Nostradamus. Quasimodo's a hunchback of Notre Dame. Oh, huh. You never pondered that? Nostradamus, Notre Dame, how they're both the same? No. Nostradamus and Notre Dame. Two different things altogether. That's a classic. You know, Quasimodo, he predicted all this. And by the way, to you, my viewing audience here at Chicago Reacts, I hope all of you are doing well. And you know, let's let bygones be bygones. I know you've forgiven me for all the terrible jokes. You know, the no-show jobs. You know, people losing property. Your brother Billy, whatever happened there. I better see somebody type in the comment section below. Whatever happened there? Whatever happened there? And then somebody should write that as a follow-up. Jesus Christ, Kit, why would you ever bring that up?
say chin chin. Now, that is very funny to the Japanese, because in Japanese, chin chin means penis. Germany next. Now, here they do Bruderschaft, where you link your arms together when drinking. It's also kind of seen all over the world at weddings in particular, but only the Germans have a name for it. It's
the Germans. Sorry, I've been watching an unbiased history of the Roman Empire, the correct history, by the way. Curses be upon you, Germania. Curses be upon you.
Symbolizes the end of formalities between two people. But the Germans have a lot more. Now, when you clink glasses together with someone, you have to look them directly in the eye.
Oh.
And if you don't do it, you will be cursed with 7 years of bad sex, apparently.
Ew.
It's not my fault. It's the Germans. Then when doing shots in Germany, they sometimes also go Zermit, and you hold the glass near your belly. Zertit, and you hold it near your chest.
Okay.
And then Zum Sack, and you hold it near your,
Yeah, your
and
sack.
then Zak, and you drink. Now, on to Finland. They keep it casual. They have a custom specifically for drinking alone. You're supposed to do it while loafing around in your underpants, and it's called kalsari kani,
Okay.
also known as underwear drunk.
All right. Hey, Finland, you know what? This I like. This I support.
Alright, that's all I could find on Finland. So off to Canada. To get there, I booked us a private fishing trawler. Ooh. It's so exclusive that even these fish, yes, they go to a private school. Right. In Newfoundland, Canada, they have the Newfoundland Screech.
Isn't that great? It's Newfoundland, man. Oh, put down your tomatoes. It's funny.
You take a shot of Screech, and then you do the Screech. It goes like this.
Is you a screecher? And then you answer like this. Deed I am, me old cock, and long may...
Let's see. Which means, yes, I am, my old friend, and may your sails always catch the wind.
Your big jib jaw, that's it.
No. It's a pirate culture. Then they take a big fish, usually a cod, and they kiss it on the lips. Anyway, I'm kind of busy, so there's no more customs anywhere.
Okay, wow, that's horribly angled and not proper. Kind of looks like something else, but okay.
In the world, you can do some more, maybe independent research yourself. I'll
kiss the cod. I mean, cod.
See you back in the field. Okay, this next section is on cocktails.
Cock.
So it all started when we made this asset where the IH character, he's shaking a cocktail at a frat party, and I turned to the editor and I went, wait a minute, that's a weird word. Why are they called cocktails?
Yeah, why are they?
And we started Googling it, and we kind of went down a rabbit hole, and it was actually really interesting. So, here it is. Cocktails. In the 1700s, fuel prices were outrageous. So, everybody used the horse. Now, horses weren't just used for travel, they were also used for work in the fields. So you would sometimes put a harness on a horse for plowing a field, right? Now, when you do that, its tail actually gets in the way, and so we have to do something about that thing. Think of it like the foreskin of the horse.
No!
You put it in the guillotine, and everybody closes their eyes.
Ah!
Problem solved. Now, this practice is called docking. It has a different meaning these days. So once the tail is docked, some say it's much easier to clean. But it also kind of looks like a chicken's tail, right? Hence, they would call these tails cocktails. So that's step one in the story.
What?
Step two.
Where's the
also
booze?
got horse merchants, right?
Okay.
And they are a very shrewd bunch. They know that when they sell their horses, the customer wants very feisty and energetic animals. Someone who's buying a horse doesn't want one that's kind of sickly or lazy or sleeping all the time, right? They need it for work. So how do you ensure then that your horse looks full of beans and moxie and some other stuff and has the maximum horsepower possible when it's time to sell? Well, they would use this one quick hack. All the equestrians hate them. They would go over to their mortar and pestle and they would throw in some chili, some ginger, and a few other spices and just mix it all together.
Are they going to hurt the animal? Oh, please tell me they don't hurt the animal.
Then they would go over to the horse, hold still, little fella, and with the go up into the no-no area. Now, the horse doesn't like that very much, so it's kicking, it's going mad, and the bidders are all going, wow, this is a really great horse. It's got some spunk, I tell you. I'm buying it. So the horse merchants made a whole bunch of money, and everyone was happy.
No!
Well, almost everyone.
I don't need this.
The end of step two. Now step three. Around the same time, you've got bartenders over in the saloon, and they have just invented the science of mixology. They've realized that you can add Red Bull and lemon juice to stuff and actually make alcohol not taste so bad. But when they added some ginger and spices and maybe a little bit of pepper, people went, oh, I know these. These are those horse suppositories. Cocktails, we'll call them. Glug, 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 glug. And the name stuck.
So great. Up the wazoo. Up the wazoo and down the chute, right? Okay.
Do you think it's too early for ad time? I don't think it's too early for ad time.
Ad time.
Oh no, help me, Incognito Man. I signed up for discounts at a retail store and they won't stop sending me messages. Huh? I signed up to that website years ago. Why are they still spamming me?
That would be my doing. I am Data-Based Man.
Who will stop him?
Who will stop him?
It's me, Incognito Man. Incognito is the brilliant service that tells a whole bunch of databases and people who have your data and stuff to get fucking lost. It says, hey, do you have this email address? Well, lose it.
Or else.
Marketer man, you can't use this phone number anymore.
That's right.
Instead of chasing them all up manually by signing up to Incognito, they send these legal requests on your behalf to get you deleted from the internet.
Let us do battle in my realm.
And then we teleport to the desert.
I better follow him. Incognito portal.
Go.
Good of you to finally join us.
Yeah? Well, I'm gonna stop you. Incognito lawyer powers, legal threats, data removal tools,
Ooh.
Consumer Privacy Act, data protection regulations, polite yet stern wording.
Alpha Giga Chad Supreme.
It has created a Gundam. So go to incognito.com.
It's a Gundam. Okay, that wasn't probably done right, but it's a Gundam.
/incognito. Sign up today and get 60% off an annual plan. I won't change numbers. I won't change email addresses. I'll just simply take them back. I can feel it working. My phone isn't ringing as often. My email inbox, it's less full with just a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And then like the sun comes out of the clouds clear.
Yes.
My databases are getting too light. I'm floating away.
He'll die of the cold eventually.
Pan up and it's an old man. He's like, not bad, kid. Not bad at all.
So go to incognito.com/incognito.
Good.
Sign up today and get 60% off an annual plan. Ad over. Have you heard about the latest dangerous trend? It's all over social media. Wine mixed with watermelon. A combination when mixed together makes a deadly poison. Here we are in Argentina with a delicious watermelon. Now let me chase it down with a glass of wine.
Why's that?
Okay, it's not true. But it's been a myth in South America for over 100 years that you should never pair wine and watermelon together. No one quite knows why. But we dug and we were able to find a single source from an author, Facundo de Genova. And he says, in probably Argentina, probably sometime in the 1800s, there was a small
Argentina, the wonderful land where some people of this place you never heard of, the Third Reich, some of their high-profile people flew out there. So if you ever meet guys, if you ever meet a lady who says that she's part Argentinian and part German, don't ask too many questions about her grandpappy, okay? The answer may disturb you in more ways than one.
all Catholic church, and everything was great. For a time. They grew wine for dinner and watermelon for dessert. Until one day, something bad happened in their idyllic little town. A few men in the village started getting a bit grabby. It was a whole Me Too thing, but it was the first Me Too. It was a Me one. No one quite knows who did what to whom, but it was a big
So, in other words, it made the guys horn dogs. Okay.
scandal, I tell you. And it kept happening,
Oh no, what's happening to our beautiful village?
they said in their funny foreign accents. Now, presiding over the village was a monastery. So the priests all gathered together at this monastery to figure out what the hell's going on with all this grabbiness,
Yeah, this town sucks now.
said the women folk.
That sounds Italian, and I feel I'm deeply offended by that because I'm part Italian, and Argentina and Italy are two different things. Just like Nostradamus and Notre Dame. And before anyone types in the comment section below that, hey, Quasimodo was a varsity football player and he always did his job right, and he was a great guy and he knew a lot of things. Again, Nostradamus, Notre Dame, two different things. Argentina and Italy, two different things, okay? I just want us to have peace here, all right? With the no-show jobs, with the end of the attacks, your brother Billy, whatever happened there. Whatever happened there.
I hope you have other plan to fix this.
Yes, of course we do. But first, we must figure out why the men are becoming so grabby.
Why are they becoming horn
Guys,
dogs?
think outside the box. We have to find something, anything to blame, except the people who actually did the thing. So the priests began looking at the diets of the people in the village. The priest said aloud. One of the monks proposed a theory. Have you noticed that we grow a lot of grapes here? Yes.
Yeah.
And have you noticed that we also grow a lot of watermelon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what if, somehow it makes the men folk grabby? That must be it. We must put a stop to this. But how? Well, let's tell them that if they drink wine and eat watermelon, they'll go to hell. Okay, so that's what they did. Hear ye.
Look, I am not familiar with the powers that be, the Almighty, but I'm pretty sure that's not how you go to hell.
Hear ye, do not drink wine and then eat watermelon. You'll go to hell. Oh, really? Really? I don't know that. Maybe it's really. And it worked. The assaults suddenly stopped. Hurrah! Although whether that was a coincidence, we don't actually know. Over time, however, the messaging kind of evolved, because don't mix wine with watermelon isn't exactly a well-known Bible proverb, and people became less religious. So instead of, you'll go to hell, the line changed to, it's poison and you'll die. And in Argentina, in some places, the myth still perpetuates. Now, is there actually any evidence at all that pairing wine and watermelon together really causes the mood? Kinda. Watermelon contains an amino acid, arginine, which partially transforms into nitric oxide, and then nitric oxide is a vasodilator. And vasodilators do this. Plus, wine also has polyphenols, and that also helps in the formation of nitric oxide, so double this. But the effect from nitric oxide is actually very mild. Also, all of these foods have polyphenols and arginine in them as well.
Cool.
So pretty much everything has it. So, no, the effects are likely hugely overstated. So, the moral of the story is...
Moral of the story is, look. Moral of the story is this. We're all going to die someday, okay? If there's anything the season finale of the TV show that came out in the 90s, Dinosaurs, has taught me is that we all will die. After all, that show ended on a ballsy moment. The whole family's going to die of the Ice Age. So, yeah. So eat watermelon, drink wine. Chicago Reacts approves and gives its 2 thumbs up.
This next section is on wine in the Bible. Sort of. Apologies if we got any details wrong. We mostly kept this section because we liked the pun on Eucharist. Jumping forward to Jesus. This is his first recorded miracle. So, Jesus and a whole bunch of his followers and stuff, they are invited to a wedding in Cana. Now, the waiter goes over to serve some guests some wine, and... Uh-oh.
It's empty.
Get more!
What do you mean it's empty?
Your mother had a fat ass.
There's no more wine.
No, wait, I've got a plan, says Jesus. Bring me 6 big stone jugs, about 20 to 30 gallons each, and fill them up to the brim with H2O. Now, check out this. And he does the finger thing. And then when they went to pour the water, suddenly it was wine. and it was the best wine that anyone had ever had. And they go, oh, that's pretty good, Jesus. But have you got any other miracles? And he says, yes. Come on, we're going to do a supper. Now, everyone is gathered around, and this is the point at which Jesus reveals, by the way, one of you is very sus. I know one of you will betray me. And he looks at Judas, and Judas is kind of looking away. But then Da Vinci's like,
Guys, I need you to stay still for the painting.
so Jesus goes, watch this. And he takes some bread and wine, and he says, look at this bread. This is my flesh. And everyone's kind of like, really? And he goes, well, yeah. I mean, if you're Protestant, then just metaphorically. No, okay, look at this wine. It is my blood. Really? Quit making this so complicated. Here, have some. So he hands it to his disciples, and they went, fantastic. I was peckish and thirsty. And he goes, yes, in fact, I shall call this little celebration a Eucharist, or Holy Communion. It will be the practice of eating one cracker or piece of bread and drinking some wine. And if you eat the whole thing and drink the whole bottle, that's called a huge Eucharist. Now, most Christians today take that as a symbolic thing.
Okay.
Unless you are Catholic. Now, they believe in what's called transubstantiation, which means that the bread and...
I am unfamiliar with the practices of all of this, but okay, let's go.
wine literally turns into the body and blood of Jesus at the moment that they are consumed. However, it does still look like bread and wine, and they call that phenomenon appearance or accident. It has changed, but you just can't tell, except for sometimes when you actually can. Lanciano, Italy, in the 8th century, there is a monk and he has been on r/atheism for far too long. He is starting to have doubts about the blood and wine stuff, but he still has his monkly responsibilities. So he holds mass and he says the words of consecration, "This is my body, this is my blood, this is my rifle, this is my gun." And at that very moment,
this one's for shooting and this one's for fun. Oh, come on. You didn't think I wasn't going to add that in there? Listen here, folks. You know, when I see words like that and I see an opening, I just can't help but stare at it. Like that cat at the end of the Sopranos, I was looking at a picture of Chrissy. The abstract shapes. I'm going to be quoting a little bit more Sopranos sometimes.
the bread turns
Just
into
sometimes.
literal flesh in his hands, and the wine turned to blood.
Jesus, man.
Holy shit, said everybody in unison. And ironically, he went, "Oh, well, I should probably not eat this then." So instead, he kept it in this chalice thing. What is it? A clock? Anyway, there it remains still today, kept in the church of San Francesco. And now, a couple of years later, in the 1970s, Professor Odaro Leone decides, let me do a bit of an experiment. So he took a sample of the flesh, and he came to the conclusion that it was indeed real. Apparently, it was part of a heart valve, and that the blood type was AB. The sample has not been analyzed since. However, it is officially recognized by the Roman Catholic Church. Here ends the reading.
Okay, what the I have a theory of what happened. And it might offend people, but look, all right, we're ripping this Band-Aid off. Okay, so obviously this monk had his doubts in faith. Maybe he also dabbled in a few other things as well. And I wouldn't put it past him for, I don't know, maybe hurting people. Or maybe somehow getting a heart, doing some sort of trick with the hands, magic. Whose heart is that?
Now you might say, wow, that section really doesn't have a whole lot to do with wine.
No, it doesn't.
You're just badly retelling a Bible story.
Yes. You are.
This final section we started making for the main channel when we found this massive court document and we thought, holy shit.
Let's see. We ain't lawyers, and there are several cases here taking place over many years and many different parties involved. I struggle and I struggle to read anything with big words when my mom is around to help me sound out each syllable out. So this is our best attempt at understanding what happened.
This is a hell of a story. And we had all these ideas of it being like Witcher themed, and so there were quite a few like random Witcher assets, just ignore that. But it just kept blooming and blooming into this bigger story, and it got too long. And so here it is on Incognito. And here we begin in 1743. The birth of Thomas Jefferson. Push, Mrs. Jefferson, push. Now, Tom Jeff.
Yeah.
He was involved with some politics, kinda sexy, but you're too late, he's dead. But what's more important is he tried his hand at a lot of different hobbies. Architecture. He designed his own home in
Wait, hold on.
hand at a lot of different hobbies.
I think I know who that is. That's Henry Cavill with the face of Thomas Jefferson. The Emperor protects. The Emperor protects.
Architecture. He designed his own home in Monticello. He played the violin. He kept mockingbirds. He collected fossils. And, most relevant of all, he hoarded a culture. In his extensive garden, he kept 330 types of vegetables and 170 types of fruit. One of those fruits was grapes. So he tried his hand at viniculture. And while he was good at a lot of things, he never saw much success with making wine. So he mostly collected the stuff. Now, people naturally wondered, what happened to the wine he made and the wine he collected? Did he sell it all? Did he give it away? Did he attempt the huge caress? Fast forward, 1985. Meet
The year I was born, 85. Yeah, baby.
German music producer Hardy Rodenstock. He is an avid wine collector. And he's tapping on the walls of old buildings in Paris, looking for some national treasures. On this occasion, the wall opened, and my God. Sealed behind, he said that he found a collection of 24 bottles, dating all the way back to the 1780s, and look at that, THJ engraved right there on the glass.
Bold.
Thomas Jefferson. It seems like Mr. Rodenstock has stumbled upon Jeff's hidden collection. Mystery solved. And it would make sense that they wound up in France because Jefferson spent a number of years over there.
Okay.
Amazing. And into Rodenstock's wine collection, they went. Now, Rodenstock's wine collection was something quite special, and he liked to show it off. So every year he would host tasting events that featured extremely rare wines. And he would invite all the most prominent German celebrities, such as the Hans brothers, and Das Boot, and Death Stranding. Now, one of his guests was a guy named Michael Broadbent, the senior director for Christie's auction house. Together, they cracked open one of the THJ bottles. Bottle number 1. Broadbent said that the wine was delicious. Yup, these bottles are in perfect condition, he said. You should really auction these things. I run an auction, you should put them in there. Huh.
No. Already seeing a disaster happening.
Maybe I should, said Mr. Rodenstock. Maybe I should. But before they did that, they sold 2 of the bottles privately, number 2 and number 3, and they drank a 4th. On the 5th of December 1985, they put up bottle number 5 for auction at Christie's. It was bought by Christopher Forbes for £105,000,
Jeez!
which at the time meant it was the most expensive bottle of wine ever sold. But that wine wasn't to drink. Proudly, that thing sat on the Forbes shelf, eventually to be put into the Forbes Gallery in the exhibit on former presidents. And funnily enough, they actually put this bottle on display under big industrial lights, and it heated the thing something fierce. And the heat ruined its drinkability, of course.
Ew!
So intense was the light that the glass expanded and the cork fell into the bottle.
Oh!
Some time passed. They celebrated the sale with another drink. Bottle number 6, now gone. And then they sold 2 more privately. In 1987, they drank bottle number 9.
Stop drinking it, you morons! What? I don't like where this is going.
1988, they drank bottle number 10. And at this point, a new challenger enters the scene. The White Wolf of Palm Beach. They call him Bill Koch. Some say it's short for billionaire. He's a member of one of the wealthiest families in America.
Cokes, yeah. Why
And
not?
he is also one of the world's most avid collectors of wine. So they sell him a total of 4 bottles for $311,804.
Jeez, that's 810,000 in 2024. Remember when money used to mean something back in the day? $20. $20. At one point, according to Home Alone, could buy you a whole cart of groceries. Hey, folks, type in the comment section below. What could $20 buy you?
Dollars. We're way over here on the graph at this point. So, gently, careful now, he put them in his climate-controlled cellar. And he would show them off to his friends. Otherwise, here they remained for the next 17 years. As the years ticked by, more bottles were sold and more bottles were consumed, until there were none left.
Okay.
2005. The 4 Coke bottles had sat around for a long time on the shelf, doing nothing, when something new happened. The Boston Museum of Fine Arts was interested in displaying the bottles and wanted to trace the exact provenance. So Coke gets on the line with the Jefferson Foundation and he goes, "Oh, look, I don't mean to brag, but I'm about to have my bottles displayed at..."
I get what's going to happen. Turns out they're not TJ's stuff, is it? Is they?
the Boston Museum. But I need just a little bit of verification. Could you tell me exactly where these bottles come from? And the Thomas Jefferson Foundation responded, I'm afraid we can't do that. We don't think they're real. Eh? In fact, you're not the only person to call about this. What? Yes, it was in the 80s. A Mr. Broadbent, I believe, of Christie's auction house called up trying to verify the bottles so that he could sell them. But we looked through our comprehensive historical records and found no mention of these bottles. Here's a letter we sent saying that we couldn't verify them. And they're probably fake. But he sold those bottles to me. Now, back to 1776.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's fucking brilliant. Oh, man, fucking brilliant. Oh, my God. Oh, I love it when rich people get scammed. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. That's brilliant. You know, it's like that line from Casino, you know? You say, yeah, rich people are the most cheapest people ever, except when they want to buy something and look nice in front of people. That is pure gold. I love it. I love it. Good to have you back, Internet Historian. It's good to have you back.
Now here's a thing you should know about Jefferson. Let's just say if he was around today, he would play a lot of Factorio. He was...
Probably would.
You know.
I have the largest collection of Funko Pops in the world.
And that meant that...
And by the way, let's just say, good old Thomas Jefferson, and you know, he's also known as a little bit of a philanderer too. So, come on, remember, folks, the founding fathers might be seen as wise men, but they were flawed men too. Okay, they all had a lot of issues, in more ways than one.
His record keeping was very meticulous. All of his anime was ordered alphabetically, and so too were all the things that he ever purchased, including wine. So that's my story, Mr. Pepsi. And those bottles are probably fake. When Coke hears about this, he hangs up the phone and hits speed dial on his pager or something, and I need to assemble a team of investigators. Mr. Rodenstock lived in Germany, so Coke's investigators scoured the countryside for clues, and eventually they found a lead. They managed to track down 5 German residents who claimed to have done engraving work for Rodenstock in the past. They said, hey, have you seen these bottles before? And they went, oh yeah, we have. We did those. And all 5 were certain that the THJ engravings were done by an electric power tool. Every one of these 24 bottles of Jefferson wine were fake. Big fat phonies. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. So, Bill takes all of this evidence to court, and Rodenstock is summoned, but he doesn't show up. So Bill wins in absentia and is awarded $1 million. In the end, Bill never received any money from Rodenstock. But to Bill, it was about sending a message more than receiving any money.
I'm coming after you.
And it's just one battle of many that Bill has fought against counterfeit wine. In 2008, Coke filed a consumer fraud lawsuit against the Chicago Wine Company.
Hey! Whoa! What you doing in Chicago? Huh? This is the home of Alphonse Capone. And before anyone says, well, gee, why are you going to invoke his name? They didn't arrest Alphonse Capone for being part of any kind of quote-unquote outfit or mob organization. They arrested that good man because of him not paying his taxes. So as far as I'm concerned, hashtag Alphonse Capone is not guilty. Hashtag free him. Also, a little bit side note, you know, according to my grandpa, may he rest in peace, he used to give out milk and turkey and food to everybody out there who are struggling in depression. So there you go. So just hey, come on. Name one thing that's quote unquote associated with Alphonse Capone, huh? You can't name a single thing, can you? So there you go. There you go. And that's unbiased, right? If there's one thing the unbiased history, Roman history has taught me, is that history is not being taught properly.
Which was later settled out of court.
Cool.
Another time, Coke spent $3.5 million buying nearly 2,700 bottles of wine from Zaki's auction house.
What are you doing?
Almost $350,000 worth was fake. The auction house settled out of court, but the seller was told to pay $379,000 in damages and another $1,000 for every bottle. But then the next day they went, you know what, we thought about it. This jury has decided to award you $12 million in punitive damages. Jackpot, said Mr. Coke. I'm rich. But a year later, the court changed its mind and awarded Coke only $711,000. Okay, so this guy's like a one-man army, and he's going around trying to scare the shit out of anyone who's selling fake wine. Oh, you've got expensive rare wine, do you?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll buy it then. Yeah, but no, yeah, I'll buy it. No, it's fine. It's genuine, is it? Yeah, you're saying it's genuine. Yeah, definitely. And then he goes and he inspects it, then finds it's fake, and then goes, yeah, I knew all along, stupid. Lawsuit time. By doing this, he's very slowly cleaning up the market. After all of these investigations, Bill has spent around $35 million tracking down fake wine.
I don't know. Maybe use that $35 million to help out people. I don't know. Whatever. All right, fine. Hey, look, I like to drink too, but whatever.
But by 2016, Coke was ready to lay down his weapons. He sold off a big chunk of his collection, and it sold for $22 million. Which means he likely did not break even. So consider giving to his GoFundMe. Now, this is actually just a very small part of the story. This scandal ended up making such waves across the wine industry that they decided to make a movie about it, based on the Benjamin Wallace book, The Billionaire's Vinegar. And it was set to star Brad Pitt.
Ooh.
No, wait. Now it's Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, all right. Matthew McConaughey. All right, I like him.
No, wait. It looks like it's cancelled.
Oh. Okay. I still would have watched it.
Alright, that's the video. Thanks for watching. 4 more to go, but we've already started in on the regular type stuff in case you don't love fancy. Okay, bye. And don't forget, incognito.com/incognito.
All right, so we learned something here today. First of all, we learned that it's so lovely to see the internet historian again. So good to see him back in action again. So there you go. We missed you, buddy. From the window to the wall, we did. We also learned that sometimes when you pour yourself a glass of wine, you should pour yourself some more. Look at that. Ooh. Not too bad. But we also learned about how the Kochs, or at least one of the Koch brothers, was on a spending crusade to get rid of fake wine. We also learned about the origin of the cocktail. We also learned about how people around the world celebrate and do cheers or chin chin. Hey, Japan, get your mind out of the gutter. You got enough hentai to worry about. And I love you, Japan, but take it easy. But also importantly as well, we learned that's important to us forgive and forget, to hug, to love, to drink and be merry, because life is short, life is precious, and just take good care of yourselves and each other. And listen, for all you hip cool cats, please, 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 please support the original content creator. The original link to this video is in the description box below. Check out our Discord page. Check out our Patreon page as well. Thank you so much for supporting and building up our channel. We got to 100K subscribers. Now let's get to, you guessed it, 1 million. Let's push forward as we enjoy the year of the dragon, the year of good luck in this merry month of March. Take good care of yourselves. Much love, peace. And I'll see all of you hip cool cats on the flip side. And internet historian, welcome back, buddy. Welcome back.